Hey, everybody. All right, I know that this semester is obviously not going exactly as smooth as we thought it was going to between the move and now classes being canceled for a while. So what I'm going to do, as long as we're not meeting, I'm going to record a video and let you know like what you need to do each week to stay on track. We're obviously not meeting until April 6th is the Monday at the earliest that we would come back. So when we come back, whenever that is, we're going to have exams, and you're going to need to have covered stuff. And for some reason, if we don't come back before our next exam, you're still going to have an exam that's going to be posted online. So you need to treat this just like any regular semester. I know you didn't sign up for an online class, so again, thank you for your flexibility and understanding on this. We're all kind of working through this. But you do need to kind of stay on track so that you're not cramming whenever we meet back or whenever you have a test coming up. All right? So if we were meeting regularly on Tuesday, what we were going to do is cover chapters 9, which is on the cell cycle and mitosis. It's talking about how cells reproduce. And then we were going to cover chapter 10 too. We were going to cover part of chapter 10 at least. Those two chapters go together really, really well. So what I would recommend is go ahead and just watch both of those this week, 9 and 10. So what you can do, up in the top left of Blackboard, there's a tab that says lecture videos, and it says chapters 9, 10, and 11. Those are the ones as of right now that we're scheduled to miss. So click on that. The good news, take advantage of this because you can't do this when we're in class in person. You have a pause button. Like if you want to break it up into like an hour and then pause and then come back later when you've had a chance to rest, do that. Take advantage of it. But I need you to watch those. So chapter 9 and then chapter 10 is on meiosis, which is how cells reproduce when you're producing sperm or eggs. So they're obviously a little bit different. Those two go together really well, though, so I would watch them both at the same time. All right? Okay, so that's the lecture that we were going to cover. Now, on Thursday, we were going to have a lab. And the good news, I guess, is that this lab was one where we were just going to pull out the microscopes and we were going to look at different slides and draw, and you were going to have to label some things. So what I've done to make up that way we don't have to come up with a totally different assignment or anything. Right underneath that lecture videos tab, there's another tab that says Lab 6 mitosis video. If you'll click on there, I recorded a quick video. It says that there's a part 1 and part 2. That's just because I'm cheap, so I'm using a free version of a recorder. So it cut me off at 15 minutes. So it's not long. The whole video, the whole lab is maybe like 25 minutes or something like that. It'd be a lot quicker than if we were doing it in person. All right, so what you need to do for that one is get your lab book. Treat it just like a regular lab. Flip open to Lab 6 is what we're doing. Flip open to that. And then when you watch that video, I'm going to go through a quick introduction. After we've done that, there's some models that you're going to need to learn too. So I've got pictures of the models, so make sure that you know that when you're going through and watching. But then when we get to the part where you would use the microscopes and you would draw your slides and label everything, what I'm going to do is just pull up a picture of a slide of what it would look like if we were in class, and I'm going to tell you what to label. I'll actually point it out to show you this is what you need to label. When you see that video and once I've told you what to label, hit pause and then just draw, and then when you're done you can click play and move on to the next slide. So like I said, that's the best I can think of. If we're not going to meet in person, we can still do that lab, and that way we'll cover the same material that we would have covered if we were in class. All right. So both of those are what we would have done this week. Now, all right, this may change later on, so I need you to keep your lab book and keep those assignments. But what I'm going to do right now, if we come back when we're supposed to, what I'm going to do is say keep your lab book right now. Don't worry about turning anything in or scanning it or sending it to me. Just do the lab and keep it in your lab book. And whenever we do meet back, you can just turn the lab in then. That way you don't have to worry about sending me anything right now. If for some reason that doesn't happen, what we may do later is I might get you to either like take a picture of each of the sheets and email those to me, or scan them or do something like that. But for right now, we'll say just do the lab, keep it in your lab book, and whenever we meet, I'll get you to turn it in when we come back. All right. So like I said, sounds good. Thank you for being flexible and understanding. Again, we're all in this together. I'm not the one that they ask what we should do on this. Be safe, be smart. And if you need help, if you have any questions, let me know. Today, so I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 17th. Today's probably the last day that I'm going to be in here in my office, but I will be checking Blackboard pretty regularly. So if you have any questions, just send me a message, and I will check it several times throughout the day, all right? there's no such thing as a biology 103 emergency. So like, if don't panic if I don't write you back 20 minutes later. I'll get to it. I'll work with you. Don't stress about things that are beyond our control or anything. But if you need help, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.